When Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos announced earlier this year that they'd be embarking on a radical domestic experiment, fans were curious, amused, and, let's be honest, a little skeptical. The couple, who have been married for nearly 3 decades and are known for the playful on-air banter and steamy Instagram posts, shocked their followers when they revealed they'd be downsizing into a much smaller home, just 900 square feet, to be exact. "We wanted to try something completely different," Kelly explained on Live with Kelly and Mark back in March. "We've always had plenty of space, too much space, honestly. The kids are out of the house, and we were like, why not shake it up?" But as it turns out, the move wasn't just about minimalist chic or shedding material things. What followed was a fascinating, often hilarious, and occasionally touching transformation in their relationship, one that Ripa recently described as shockingly profound. From Manhattan mansion to micro-living, the couple, who split their time between New York and Los Angeles for years, traded in their spacious Manhattan townhouse for a 1-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn Heights, complete with creaky hardwood floors, a vintage clawfoot tub, and a galley kitchen that barely fits 2 adults and a coffee maker, as Kelly quipped. "It was like being 22 again," said Mark in a recent interview with People. "Except now we argue about whose bifocals are fogging up the bathroom mirror." The switch was inspired in part by the couple's youngest son Joaquin leaving for college, and partly by Kelly's growing interest in the minimalist movement. "I started reading about how space influences intimacy, creativity, and even communication," she said. "And I thought, what if we're missing something by having too much room to escape into?" Their friends were baffled. "You're moving into less space?" Fellow talk show host Andy Cohen reportedly asked. "Isn't the goal to go bigger?" But Ripa and Consuelos were undeterred. And 6 months into their new micro-living experiment, they're revealing that the biggest surprise wasn't the space itself, but how it reshaped their connection. "The closeness quotient. Let's just say, there's nowhere to hide," Ripa joked in a recent podcast episode with Dax Shepard. "If Mark's annoyed with me because I used his beard trimmer again, he knows immediately. There's no guest room to disappear into. It's all right there." And strangely enough, that constant proximity forced the couple to confront old habits. "You'd think after 30 years together, you know everything about your partner," Mark said. "But this experience taught us how much we were still avoiding little things. Miscommunications, assumptions, even just tuning each other out." Now, without multiple flaws and endless distractions, the couple says their conversations are deeper, and sometimes longer. "We've rediscovered the art of the late-night talk," Kelly said. "Lying in bed, no TV on, no phones, just talking. I didn't realize how much I missed that. It's a far cry from the days when their schedules barely overlapped and quality time was booked weeks in advance. Surprises in the routine, but not all the surprises were sentimental." One of the couple's most unexpected discoveries: Mark's secret obsession with jigsaw puzzles. He started doing them on the tiny kitchen table, and it's become his version of meditation, Kelly revealed. "I thought he was filming an audition one night, he was so focused, but nope, he was trying to find a corner piece of a 2000-piece Van Gogh." Kelly, on the other hand, has fallen in love with cooking again, something she admits she barely did in their larger homes. "There's something weirdly romantic about squeezing past each other while trying to flip pancakes," she said. "I haven't burned anything too badly yet. Fewer walls, more honesty." According to Kelly, the biggest change hasn't been logistical, but emotional. "We've had more honest conversations in the last 6 months than we probably had in the last 5 years, she said during an interview on CBS Mornings. "When there's nowhere to run, you face things. Even the silly stuff, like, you always leave the toothpaste cap off, turns into, why does that actually bother me?" And those little moments of friction, they've become opportunities for connection rather than conflict. "I used to hate when she left dishes in the sink," Mark admitted. "Now, it's like, okay, maybe she had a long day. I'm learning to assume good intentions." Kelly agrees, "It's made us softer with each other." The return of the flirt. Despite their long marriage, the pair has always been known for their flirty energy, and, surprisingly, the smaller space seems to have reignited that spark. "I'm telling you," Something about limited square footage brings out the teenage crush energy, Kelly said with a grin. I catch him looking at me from across the room like he used to. Mark agrees. It's like we're on vacation, but all the time. They've even started dancing together again, often late at night to old 90s playlists. Even if we're in our pajamas, Kelly laughed, and stepping on each other's toes. What's next? So, will they stick with small space living? For now, absolutely, Kelly said. We feel more connected, more intentional. We're even thinking about going smaller, like a tiny house in upstate New York. Just for weekends. That said, she admits there are days when she misses her massive walk-in closet. Let's be real, she said. I'm still me. But the real takeaway, she says, has nothing to do with square footage. It's about choosing each other every day, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when there's only one bathroom and someone forgot to buy toilet paper. As for Mark, he put it more simply, smaller house, bigger love. Conclusion. In a world that's constantly chasing more space, more luxury, more everything, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have found a refreshing alternative, less, but better. The journey into tiny living hasn't just redefined their home, it's redefined their marriage. And if that's not a surprise ending, what is? Would you like this turned into a blog post, social caption, or newsletter as well?